They never anticipated this. While they were celebrating what they believed was your ultimate downfall, the universe was drafting a script they would never have the power to revise. And tonight, chosen one, that script turns to its final chapter. The chapter where everyone who claimed you would never recover is forced to witness you rise in ways they can't explain, can't prevent, and certainly can't duplicate. Let that settle in. This isn't about proving yourself anymore. It's about becoming so undeniable that your mere existence reshapes their understanding of what's possible. The same people who doubted you are about to sit front row for a transformation that doesn't just shock, it brands their pride permanently. Picture this for a moment, chosen one. A seed planted so deep beneath the soil that even the one who buried it forgot it was there. More dirt piled on top, certain nothing would ever break through. But roots never ask permission. They don't bargain with the dark. They push, they twist, they fracture stone until suddenly, without warning, a tree stands where everyone swore there was only emptiness. That is you tonight. They buried you, forgetting that burial is often the first step toward resurrection. And when you rise, you won't return the same. You'll return stronger, wiser, carrying a presence that quiets rooms before you ever speak. Here's a truth that should rattle their confidence. Research on human resilience shows that those who survive intense adversity without breaking experience what psychologists call post-traumatic growth. Emotional intelligence expands. The ability to read situations sharpens to an almost supernatural level. Their presence commands respect in ways privilege never could. That isn't theory. It's documented fact. And chosen one, you've remained in that fire longer than most could endure. While they enjoyed comfort, you were being forged. While they played games, you absorbed lessons no amount of money can buy. Now the gap between you and them is so wide they'll spend years trying to understand what changed. And thank you, chosen one, for choosing to be here with me in this moment. Don't forget to press like and subscribe because this message is meant specifically for you. This is a mission. When you subscribe and share, you amplify a frequency that calls other chosen ones out of hiding. Your presence here matters more than you realize. Now let's return to what's truly unfolding. Tonight isn't ordinary. It's an unveiling. The instant when scattered pieces finally align. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle shift in the air. Certain people going quiet. Opportunities appearing that you never chased. Your intuition becoming razor sharp, almost unsettling. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. The universe has been moving silently, rearranging the board. And now it's time to reveal why. So stay with me, chosen one. Don't scroll. Don't let distraction steal this moment. If you've made it this far, it's because something in your spirit recognizes truth. Comment 777 right now if you feel it. If you sense that tonight marks a turning point you'll reflect on for years. That number isn't random. It's your declaration. I'm ready. I'm awake. I'm stepping into who I was always meant to be. When you comment, you're not just engaging. You're activating. This isn't entertainment. It's revelation. Every word is crafted to unlock what's been waiting within you. Take a breath. Ground yourself. Let's walk through exactly who you are becoming tonight. By the end, you won't just understand your power, you'll feel it in your bones. Number 1. You become the answer they cannot dispute. Silence isn't surrender. It's the most devastating proof of all. For too long you carried the burden of being misunderstood. They labeled you, shrank you to fit their narrow perception. They needed you small so their mediocrity could survive. And each time you defended yourself, it fueled their narrative. So you stopped, not out of defeat, but from realization. Words are inexpensive. Transformation is priceless. Imagine two people in a courtroom. One shouting, waving documents, desperate to prove innocence. The other silent, no witnesses, no arguments. Yet when the verdict arrives, the silent one walks free while the loud one leaves in chains. Why? Because truth doesn't require volume. It requires time. And time exposes what words try to conceal. That is you. You stopped arguing because your life would become undeniable evidence. They wanted reactions, you delivered results. They demanded explanations, you gave evolution. They hoped you were still affected, you became so transformed they couldn't recognize the person they thought they destroyed. Psychology calls it cognitive dissonance, the discomfort that arises when reality contradicts a story someone believed. Your growth is their discomfort. Your peace unsettles them. Your success becomes their crisis. Number 2. You become the standard they can't reach. Elevation doesn't just lift your position, it rewrites the measurement system. For years you were compared with people who never belonged in your category. The same ruler was used for everyone, as if all journeys were equal. But now that changes. You're no longer climbing their ladder. You're constructing your own structure, so unique their old tools can't measure it. Picture a painter mastering realism for decades. Then an abstract artist enters, breaking every rule, throwing emotion onto canvas, capturing truth in a way realism never could. Traditionalists call it chaos, not real art, yet the world embraces it. Innovation doesn't ask permission from tradition. It exists and forces tradition to reconsider itself. That's you, the abstract in a world obsessed with realism. Psychologists have found that those most threatened by others' success are often people who built their identity on being the benchmark. When you were beneath them, they felt secure. Your struggle validated their superiority. But surpass them, and their identity trembles. They don't hate you, they resent what you represent. Proof that their ceiling was your starting line. And now the roles have reversed. Your peace is the benchmark for maturity. Your resilience defines real strength. Your silence sets the standard for confidence. You didn't meet their expectations, you made them irrelevant. When you become the standard, you stop chasing. You start attracting. Number 3. You become energy they can no longer manipulate. Control only works on those unaware of their power. For too long emotional strings were pulled, guilt, fear, jealousy, and you moved accordingly. But awareness changed everything. You didn't just cut the strings. You saw the puppeteer, like watching a magician perform the same trick repeatedly. The audience gasps, until one person spots the hidden compartment. After that, the trick isn't impressive. It's obvious. That's you now. You see the tactics. And research confirms manipulation loses effectiveness once awareness enters. It relies on reaction. Awareness creates space between stimulus and response. That space is power. In that space, you choose. They feel the shift. Every time they bait you and receive silence, it unsettles them. Every failed attempt to pull you back confirms they've lost access, not through anger, but through transcendence. Number 4. You become peace that unsettles chaos. Stillness during a storm isn't weakness, it's dominance. They expected you to break. They engineered triggers. For a while, you reacted. Then you realized every reaction fed the cycle. So you stopped. Imagine a lion surrounded by noisy hyenas. It doesn't roar. It doesn't charge. It watches, calm, unmoved. The hyenas grow frantic, desperate for response. But the lion's stillness speaks louder than aggression ever could. It communicates certainty. That's you. Studies on emotional regulation show that inner peace frustrates those rooted in chaos. When they can't disturb you, they become disturbed. Your calm reflects their turbulence. They escalate, not because they hate your peace, but because it exposes their lack of it. Your peace isn't passive, it's strategic. While they waste energy on drama, you conserve and build. Your stillness is strength in motion. Number 5. You become the lesson they learned too late. Regret doesn't arrive when you leave, it arrives when they grasp what they lost. They still think you're replaceable. But time reveals truth. Like discarding a diamond because it's heavy and complex, replacing it with glass, shiny at first, convincing until light exposes its fragility. That's their reality. Research on loss shows we often recognize value only in absence. They're still adjusting. Phase 2. The realization is coming. But their regret isn't yours to repair. You aren't responsible for reteaching lessons they ignored. Your absence is consequence. Your peace is reward. Their regret is the receipt. Number 6. You become the boundary they cannot cross. Access to you is privilege, not entitlement. Once your door was always open. Now clarity built walls where welcome mats once lay. Picture a castle that once allowed anyone inside. Then the gates close. Guards appear. Entry requires worthiness. Those who took access for granted feel offended. But protection isn't cruelty. It's wisdom. Research shows strong boundaries increase life satisfaction and reduce anxiety. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They keep the wrong people out and draw the right ones closer. Those who respect them value you. Those who resist them valued your compliance. Number 7. You become the mirror others avoid. Your healing forces reflection. When you struggled, they felt safe. Now your growth highlights their stagnation. Social comparison research shows 2 reactions to someone's success: inspiration or resentment. The difference lies in self-awareness. You aren't responsible for which they choose. Your transformation wasn't for their comfort. It was for survival. Number 8. You become the version they insisted couldn't exist. They boxed you with labels. But boxes only confine those who accept them. Like a caterpillar in a cocoon, misunderstood, appearing dormant. Yet time transforms it into something unrecognizable. Neuroplasticity proves the brain can rewire at any age. The permanent version they believed in was imaginary. You were always capable. The right conditions revealed it. Your evolution wasn't revenge. It was preservation. Number 9. You become silence that speaks. Noise isn't power, presence is. You once over-explained. Now you understand. Those meant to understand already do. Silence in communication isn't emptiness, it's strategy. It forces others to reveal themselves. Your actions now speak louder than defenses ever could. Number 10. You become a frequency they cannot access. Raise your vibration, and mismatched energy naturally falls away. Like turning a radio dial from static to clarity, you can't tolerate the old station anymore. Like attracts like. Stay at your frequency and alignment handles the rest. No dramatic exits required. The wrong energy leaves on its own. The right energy arrives effortlessly. And here we are, at what feels like an ending but is truly a beginning. You didn't stumble on this message. You were guided. Everything meant to break you became foundation. Every loss created space. Every closed door redirected you. You aren't lucky. You aren't chosen by accident. You are chosen because you chose yourself. If this resonated, press like. Subscribe. This isn't just content, it's a movement. Comment 77 and declare, I am ready. I am awake. I am stepping into the version of me they said couldn't exist. Share this with someone who needs light in their darkness. You aren't just watching. You're part of this mission. This is your moment. Step into it. And never look back. And here's the part they truly didn't prepare for. You're not just becoming powerful. You're becoming permanent. Chosen one. There's a difference between a comeback and a legacy. A comeback shocks people for a moment. A legacy changes the environment long after the moment passes. What's happening to you right now isn't temporary momentum. It's foundational transformation. They thought this was a phase. They assumed you would eventually shrink back to something manageable. They believed pressure would make you fold. But pressure didn't collapse you. It crystallized you. Think about coal under immense weight and heat. Left alone, it remains ordinary. But under sustained pressure, it becomes a diamond. Not because it tried to impress anyone. Not because it wanted validation. But because its structure changed at a molecular level. That's you. The structure of who you are has shifted. You don't react the same. You don't tolerate the same. You don't fear the same. And when your internal structure changes, your external reality has no choice but to follow. Here's what they failed to understand. When someone truly evolves, they don't just upgrade their life, they alter the trajectory of everyone connected to them. Your discipline will influence people who never admit they're watching. Your boundaries will teach lessons you never verbally explain. Your success will quietly rewrite standards in rooms you're not even in. Legacy isn't loud, it's layered. It's the younger sibling who starts believing bigger because they saw you survive. It's the friend who raises their standards because you refused to lower yours. It's the stranger who finds courage because your story reached them at the right moment. And here's the psychological truth that makes this even more powerful. Studies on behavioral modeling show that people are far more influenced by observed transformation than by spoken advice. In other words, what you embody carries more weight than anything you could ever preach. You are no longer just living for survival. You are living as proof. Proof that adversity doesn't get the final word. Proof that silence can be stronger than noise. Proof that peace is more intimidating than chaos. Proof that growth is possible even when no one expects it. And the most poetic part? You didn't set out to become a symbol. You simply refused to stay broken. But that refusal created ripple effects. There are people right now who won't repeat certain mistakes because they saw what it cost you. There are people who will attempt things they once feared because you normalized resilience. There are people who will heal because your healing showed them it could be done. That's legacy. It's not about fame. It's not about applause. It's about impact that outlives explanation. And here's the final revelation of this bonus truth. The same people who underestimated you will one day reference you. Maybe not publicly, maybe not proudly, but privately, in moments of comparison, they will measure themselves against the version of you they once dismissed. Not because you sought revenge, not because you demanded recognition, but because consistency compounds. Chosen one, you are no longer in a chapter of proving. You are in a season of establishing. Your habits are cementing. Your identity is stabilizing. Your standards are solidifying. And once that foundation sets, it doesn't crack easily. So when I say they never saw this coming, I don't just mean your comeback. I mean your permanence, your impact, your expansion beyond their predictions. You are not a moment. You are a movement. And the most powerful part of all? You're just getting started.